Hey YouTube, Joe here with another knife overview, and today I bring you the, let's open this bad boy up. This is the CRKT Jinx Z Flipper. Now, those of you who are fans of my channel, you know that I'm a big fan of Ken Onion. I almost fall in love with all his designs, anything that comes out of his. And I don't know when it was, maybe it was a couple of years ago, they came out with the Jinx, the CRKT Jinx, and it wasn't a Jinx. This is the Jinx Z Flipper. That was a Jinx, and it looks a lot like this. But unfortunately, I fell in love with that knife design. But unfortunately, the knife came out for $399. Now, I'm a CRKT fan, but there's a lot of there's a lot of knife people, excuse me, that wouldn't even think of spending $399 for a CRKT knife. Now, me, it's not because of that reason. It's affordability. I can't afford that kind of knife. I fell in love with it. I was always hoping maybe someday they'd have a 50-60% off sale or something like that, and they never did. So when this came out, it looks a lot like it, but lesser materials, especially for price. I think it's going everywhere right now for about $50. I jumped on it. I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to get this. I can't wait to have it. So here it is. So we're going to go over. I'm not going to really go over the comparisons of this knife versus the other knife because they do look a lot alike. I'm sure the blade steel is the blade steel is different. The scales are different. But I never had the other knife. So if you want, I can put a link to that knife and you can look it up and compare it to this one. But I'm just going to go over this one. So let me go over some stats for you real quick. I'll have them scroll on the screen as well. The blade length is 3.3 inches. The closed length overall is 4.7 inches. The overall length open is 8 inches. Now, it's the blade steel. I've noticed that CRKT lately is making, or at least Ken Onion knives, blade steels that I've never even heard of. This one's all numbers. The blade steel is a 1.4116 stainless steel. I have no idea what that is, how good is it, how it compares. I've never sharpened with it, unless that number is it's just a number for a steel that maybe is more popular, that I don't know, that they just happen to be using a number. I don't know, but that's the steel. Blade thickness is 0.11. On the hardness rating, it is a 55 to 57. It's a drop point blade, satin finish. Anybody who's a fan of my channel knows I love satin finish. The handle material is a glass reinforced nylon. Now we're going to be talking about that somewhat throughout the video. A liner lock. It has the IKBS ball bearing pivot. It's a tip up left and right. Tip up left and right side carry. Weight is 4.9 ounces. We are going to weigh it. We're going to measure it up and cut with it. And like I said, this is by Ken Onion. So let me show you the knife a little bit. There's the scale. There's the pocket clip. Ken Onion name. Hopefully that's coming out. CRKT. Nice satin blade. Looks like it's a hollow grind. Let's see, do we have my dollar handy? Yes, we do. There it is against my dollar. And there it is with the ruler. Now this is, I really could call this probably an unboxing and first impressions, but I have used it a little bit, not a lot. So it's sort of along the lines of a little bit of both, unboxing, first impressions, and also a little bit of a review. So I guess it could be considered an overview. Let's see, measure it up against another CRKT, the Swindle. There it is against that, I believe also by Mr. Ken Onion. And the beautiful that I've only done a preview on, but here it is. By Mr. Voxnaes, the CRKT Pilar. There it is against that. Let's see now. According to my notes, It says it's 4.9 ounces, but let's double check it. Make sure we're on ounces. Alright. Going to the scale. 4.84 ounces. And let's get to the metric fans. 137.3 grams. Let's see. Got some paper here. Like I said, I have been cutting with it. It's very sharp, but just to show you on camera, it's still, and I haven't touched up the edge at all, and still cuts paper beautifully. Let's see, the lockup. Let's say the lockup is about 50%. Centering. Pretty much dead on. Flips open nice with the IKBS system. No blade play. Let's see the Satin. Even though I'm a big fan, as you know, fingerprint magnet. But that's what you got to deal with when you're a Satin fan. So I want to show you more. I like the way there's like, I don't know if my camera's picking it up. The way it has like an indentation right here. The way it's like a scoop, and it does that on both sides. A little bit of little grippy material, or grippy here material. I mean, not material. The like the pattern. It's a pocket clip. Really, it looks like almost could pass for like it's only one solid piece. Like looks like there is a backspacer there. I don't know if it is a separate piece. It probably is. Now, where my problem lies with this knife is that, as I said earlier about the other knife being $3.99 and this one being $50. I mean, you know, obviously there's going to be differences. The one major thing I do not like about this knife is the scales. Now the scales are saying that it's glass reinforced nylon, all right, but it has a very cheap feel. I gotta admit, I do not like it. It's not polished feeling. It has sharp edges. It's just not a good feel. I was hoping that since the original knife was almost $400 and this was $50. Well, before this one came out, I was hoping that if they ever made another knife, like a lesser one for the common knife guys to buy, I was hoping it would come out, you know, at least halfway decent. I would have rather have paid $50 more for a better scaled knife than to have this. Now, it's not like you might get one and say, you know, well, it's not so bad, but it's not so great either. You know, it just has a very cheap feel. I'm not feeling this pocket clip, even though you know, deep pocket clip fans would like it. I'd say it's a little bit of a hot spot. There it is in my hands. The pocket clip's a little bit of a hot spot, and to add that to the cheap feel of the scales, it's a little. I gotta say, being so psyched for this knife to come out, I'm a little bit disappointed. Like I said earlier, the IKBS works nicely. As you saw, it was sharp. It is affordable. But my gripe is the scales. I mean, yeah, this is going to be able to get into a lot more knife fans' hands. But for somebody like me who adored that other piece, the $400 piece, like I said, I would have rather spent $50 more on a better scales. And also, I'm not up on 1.4 116 stainless steel. I really should have studied into that more to see what it's all about. Is that a good steel? Is that worth the 50? Let's see. Make sure. You know, what I don't recall what the steel on the other knife, the original was. I'm sure for $400 it had to have been something really good. I mean, Not a terrible knife, but just considering that the other one was so expensive, I was hoping this one was going to be a cool follow-up, and it's just okay. You know, I love the blade style. I love the style of knife. I mean, it holds in the hand, except for the hot spot of the pocket clip. It holds nicely in the hand. It has a little bit of jimping on the back, but like I said, it's got it's got this sharp. It doesn't feel polished as it could be. Or hopefully that maybe someday they'll do another version of this knife that maybe falls in line between the $400 and the $50, maybe something along the mid $125 range. That's more upscale than this. Maybe not as good as the other one, but a little more upscale than this. So that's my assessment of this one. It's a tough knife for me to say. It's definitely something you have to go out to get, especially since I'm such a big fan of Ken Onion. I just wish that, I know I'm repeating myself. I just wish that they had done a little bit better job with the scales and maybe even a different pocket clip. As you can see, drops pretty nicely. Let me get it in both hands. So, one last flip. So there you have it. Let's zoom in for its final shot. This is the CRKT Jinx Z Flipper. Ken Onion design. Let's get that in there. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care. God bless. And have a great day. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed my video. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks everyone. Take care.